Hello there, Mr. UPS man. Welcome back to the channel here. Got a 3v3 game here on what I think is probably Alderaan. That'd be my guess anyway. And getting in the teams here, we got Hero here in the red playing the Galactic Empire. We got the Ashman of the Luckiness here in the orange playing Confederacy. Este here in the blue, Trade Federation, and they're facing off against Kissem here in the teal with the Zan Consortium. We've got Parappa here in the Rebel Alliance in the yellow, and lastly the Rabbit here. So we have a low inter bonanza here, 3 versus 3 on the Alderaan, which kind of looks like a interesting version of like the vanilla map Rivers. Got the Rivers splitting things up. We've got Ashman and Kissam here, who are on like the same sort of island, so kind of a difficult bit to wall potentially, though the gaps are kind of small. But it's a bit different from what the map's normal aesthetics like, where it's got these crossings, right? And the reason that's kind of interesting in a sense is that Ashman here is a wing, but he's like on that same landmass as the enemy pocket. So it could be problematic for them there if he was able to do some sort of like mounty aggression. And Kassem wasn't able to register this kind of outcome and wall things off. Looking at the food on the map, we got a Philumpa just the one nerf, so maybe not really any room for any mounty aggression with a low nerf count. Won't be people getting nurseries as such. Some keepers that can be lured with a scout quite easily, and a few berries, so a minimal amount of food really. It's not like a crazy amount, so quite a very low balanced food income. But it's enough to keep you going for a little while and get your carbon processor active. And in terms of things about rushing and all that, I mean the map's very wall and go T3-esque, I suppose. But there are a few crossings here and there, and you could reach a scenario where maybe you wall out, but your wing could go and rush your pocket or something like that. But I think in general you'd be more inclined, with no nursery as well, meaning no early mounting aggression, that people will wall off. And then if people are going to wall off in T3, I think that really opens up a lot of room to play a little bit greedier in T1 maybe and get like one shipyard going. Maybe have your power core be leaning to that side where you put your tech buildings down, and you could get some extra workers for that boosted economy. I don't know if we'll really see anything crazy or exciting in the early stages. I think it's a nice map though. It feels like Rivers with a lot more space on it. It just utilizes the water better. The tree clusters look really nice and healthy too. Like these are some fat tree clusters. Rather than being like split up into like, you know, different ones all over the place, it's just like a few big ones. And then that makes the space that you don't have trees on feel a lot better for you to build on. And I quite like that. I quite like maps like that. It does create some like little hidden pockets that you could partition parts of your economy in and have them feel a lot safer from harassment. Like it would feel quite nice to have, you know, command center here, a bunch of farms, double nova. Good for a civ like rebels. And yeah, nothing really going on. There's some early walling attempts. A little bit of a mess there from Esty. Now he's fighting the rabbit as well for the walling. The rabbit does have his scout here and can pull a second worker. He really wants to have dominance over this crossing. I don't think there's really going to be any way for Esty to mess with this. And he can't just place like a big, you know, prefab shelter block like Rabbit can here, because he's Trade Federation, they don't have houses. So Rabbit pretty much just going to put the foundations down, build them a little bit so that they solidify, and then he's going to have full control of that crossing here. And Este probably going to lose that worker. I needs to pay attention to the lure here, because he's almost losing that as well. Body blocking, trying to kill him off. Oof. The flump goes down. He's coming right for him. Gotta take him down. Ashwin not really doing any scout luring of his Cupas, he's just, look at the crazy walking back and forth. it would make such a difference to just push them with a scout. They're gonna run back there, and then they'll shoot at this. Oh, he's clicked. He's at least paying attention to that. These two guys, no room for them at the berries. It's a lot of workers for like 3 berries, huh? Like that's gonna mine out super quick. I think it's be better to take a few of those workers and put them maybe on the straggler trees or in the command center. I think no one's really ready to go T2. Because I'm interested about carbon and food. I don't really worked out what he wants to do here. Maybe not realise he's going to need a lot of farms. A ton of farms. Rabbit. A hero here, he's managed to get T2 started. He got his farms up early. He's pretty healthy. Not got all his workers on the berries either, so they're going to ration a little bit longer. It just doesn't make sense to have them all there because berries are really slow. And they're going to bump into each other, and then, you know, some of them are not even getting at the berries in the first place. It'd be better to have them getting onto farms earlier, or mining some extra carbon until you can afford those farms. Yeah, everyone's going to get up to a higher farm count and get going. Ashman here does have the troop center down. One of his classic menacing workers running away, who knows to where. Gonna start walling things or putting sentry posts down or something like that. He's running over in the direction of his wing. He's gonna do some walling here. There's Parappa doing some crazy walling as well, but he walls his base instead of just walling the crossings, which I feel like is a bit of a mistake of not really playing the map properly. Like, it'd be much easier to just wall this. And then use some of that to wall this, if you wanted. Or here. This is shipyard for Esting, so he's going to take advantage of that. That passivity that you're going to get on a map like this. That's a really crazy carbon. What is Fluffy Rabbit up to? What on earth is he doing? This is actually mind-boggling. He runs all the way around here with his new workers to his carbon spot. Is his AI malfunctioning? What's he up to? There's so much lost mining time. God forbid he gets attacked there. Ashman doing more walling here. Troop center, is he even using his troop center for anything? Not really. Spaceport going down. Seems like some wasted carbon. We got both buildings right here. Hero definitely playing the most solid early game here out of everyone, I believe. Parappa getting his carbon, building a couple of troopers, second troop center. So he's committing to that T2, but he's just been walled in his base by Ashman now. Which again is another reason that he probably should have walled those crossings himself rather than his base. Esty just starting T2 here. Very long T1, but he does have those boats, and I mean anything he does in the face of what Fluffy Rabbit's been getting up to is going to be fine probably. Rabbit pretty much teching at about the same rate. So Kissam on the way to T3. I think Hero just a little bit ahead of him, yeah. Kissam trailing a little bit, but solid spread. But I assume he maybe wants to play air. It doesn't have a lot on Nova. I don't know where this guy's pathing is. There you go. That's a bit better. I wonder if Ashman can get himself up to T3, just about 50 feet off. The Rabbit does hit tech level 2. Wonder if he'll build some turrets. Well, he builds one, but he should have built. Could have built it on the boats. He knows, right? Oh, maybe not. Hero does hit T3. One air base. Will there be a second one? I would have thought so. Is he struggling for where to, can he place it here? Just one air base. Could have built some carbon just to get it started at the same time. Could have 2 air bases going right now. 2 is going to snowball much quicker than 1. Kasem's got the right idea here, 2 air bases. Rabbit now has had to move his carbon workers because he's being shot from the coastline by frigates. It's like some scripted behaviour from Rabbit. It's like him and Este are doing some sort of WWE storyline, right? You know, where he goes and puts his carbon here just so, you know, Este can build frigates and harass it. Like, what other reasonable explanation is there for this? And then it's patented. We saw this yesterday, the power core with the turret. What was that? Defense the power core. And the first fighter arrives here, but it's about the same timing as Kasem's defensive one here, and he's just going to get the first shots off there. No argument about who shot first in that matchup. I don't think he really even got to shoot at all. And Ashman calling for help with air. He does have 2 anti-air troopers out. He could absolutely afford more, but he's not building them. He's got the upgrade. Yeah, it's his command center up. Looks like he's going to be focused on his eco here. Not like him. Surprised this carbon's not been repurposed into 10 strike mechs to send his opponents. I think everyone's walled though, right? Don't know if the strikes can get in. Although, he can just delete his walls if he wants to run in. Next he does hit T3, 20 air base. His boats are getting peppered by that turret now though. And I think the Rabbit's probably trapped in T2 a little bit here. He's got the resources for it, but I don't know if he's got the second building. Is that just this first one? I think so. The old trooper recruit. Rappa T3 as well, double air base. Very healthy carbon line. And we got a lot of fighters going across here from Hero. And deletes the house, runs into the strike mechs, and they're going to give some vision here for the fighters, but Hero actually backing off, which I don't like here. I think he should have played for this. Why is he backing off? Is he on patrol? It looks like he was on patrol. I think that would have been a nice opportunity for him to come in here, play off the strike mechs, and shoot the air. Kasem is nearish with his fighters, but it does look like he's going to go over to like Este's side. This is going to be a really annoying spot if the strike mechs sit behind here. And here we're going to pick up those fighters for free. And it's going to be tough for Parappa, but he's actually built 3 turrets, so maybe not. He's already done the damage to himself building 3 turrets. He's Rebel Alliance as well. So not really any fortress. And you think that maybe keeping his air alive here and having a fortress would be great for him. Then he gets speeders to deal with this. Not have to worry about relying on these mech stars. Takes that fighter down. And Este kind of looks like he's just shooting fish in a barrel right now, because I'm going to have to show up here and rescue Fluffy Rabbit. Fluffy Rabbit's been putting trooper recruits in his turrets and just now getting his anti-air troopers. And two bombers here are going to be absolutely caught if Kissam pays attention to them. He cleaned up all those fighters. It looks like he was going to start bombing the turrets. There's a third bomber now as well. I hope for his sake that he's actually switched to building fighters now. Yeah, two fighters on the way. Going to lose all those ships. Just to rely on the anti-air destroyer. A lot of fighters out for Hero now. He's probably the stronger player here. So the most that's playing a standard that resembles sort of inter level. Looking for a Sith Temple, War Center. Will that take me to Ashman? I clicked Kissam. It's such a weird game. Kissam got quite a lot of space here for him to flesh out his economy. Just to walk quite a bit to get the command center down here. A lot of fighters at his door. This could be a problem for him. It's going to double his count. There's some hills here as well, which could play a part in this. Does have a turret here. He's not, completely countered by the air, but no, that wasn't a very good trade. I think it'd be better to actually keep those fighters alive and play around them with the turret. Then he could have taken maybe a better trade. Quite lucky that Hero's not pressuring the top side. Parappa actually going to help things out here. Sure enough to get a little bit of revenge from earlier. But Ashman smells the blood in the water, shows up with the strike mech just to be extra annoying. And that's going to force a rage queue of two mech destroyers here for Kissam. Just to deal with that one strike mech. Maybe a wee bit overkill here. And these workers definitely need to go back to work. The adventures of Estate and Fluffy Rabbit continue. With 3 turrets now on the coastline. I assume all filled to the brim with troopers of the recruit variety, yeah. I swear he's trying to look like an AI. Like, come on. What is that? What is that? It's AI roleplay. He's probably like Inter Plus level. He's just doing this on purpose. Very adventurous mech destroyer here. Ashman keeping up the aggression here, but Parappa does kind of have the better mechanics economically. And I feel like this is just not enough of a threat to make Parappa overcommit. So he's going to start really pulling ahead. He's got that rebel farm bonus and everything as well. Ashman got a lot of upgrades for these mechs, but just not really got any mechs. I think if he just had like 10 strike mechs there or something, this is just, it's so much more scary for Parappa to deal with, and he will slow himself down not to die to it. But when it's 1 or 2 units just sitting at the front, he's just making a couple of troopers to go at them. Hero here has a lot of units to raid with though, and that's much more of a scary threat here for Parappa. Quite a few of those Nova workers. And Kissam kind of struggling here now after he lost his earlier fighters. Doesn't really have the numbers to deal with Hero. Parappa is searching for these fighters. Really wants to take a trade. I don't really recommend it for him. Like the air civ taking a trade with the non-air civ like that is kind of just a win here. And Hero really taking advantage of this map control that he's got at the moment and getting this forward started very early. Try and not let these, like the Nair Sib, like Parappa, you know, get up to tech level 4 and take control of the game. Raid out their workers with the air. What's the advantage that they get? So it's 5%. I guess at 5% this gets probably not like a huge amount, is it? But it is something, I suppose, when you make a lot of fighters. Get a cheeky 5% back each one. Early shield generator. Go Dark Troopers. Dark Troopers pretty good into rebels. Kind of going to force them to play around strike mechs, which they don't really want to do. At least in T3 anyway. T4 you're probably just, you know, Jedi in here. Attackers may be good against them, not sure. Not really paid attention to that. They're good against most things on the ground though, right? Maybe solve their Dark Trooper problems. These are nice though because they build so quickly. The changes to like unique unit build speeds. And then it lets you just focus on making mech destroyers, right? Rather than taking up the spaces of strike mechs. And Estes actually managed to breach here. Maybe transported across, got some strike mechs in, and that's not good for the Rabbit. He does have a 4th turret over here, but his economy is very split around the place. Only one command center as well. Rabbit's not doing well here. He's got a shipyard to make ships, but no like fishing trawlers. And these workers are struggling. Kasem trying to save the day here with some fighters. But he's losing pretty much all the pressure he could ever have on Hero. And Hero's free to just sit up here and get really set up. And to be honest, like, keep Parappa out getting up to like T4 air. They're both on the way. Hero gonna get there first. So it's pretty much gonna guarantee he doesn't really take any damage from air. He can get his advanced turrets and stuff at home if he wants and just focus purely on this attack. Putting the pressure on. Could get a cannon out here as well and start shelling things from a distance. The Rabbit is killing off those trawlers. Certainly keeping SD aggroed on him here. Little secret spot up here with the spaceport. It's being efficient, right? This first spaceport for the team to trade on. SD calling for a spaceport there. Not too much happening at the moment. We've got Fast Fighter out for Parappa. Pretty much all the other air upgrades going quite hard into it for Rebels, as you should really do. They're pretty strong. They get that upgrade where they can regen health. They can already regen shields, but that is a lot of pressure here from all these fighters that Hero's built up in this game. Kills off Kisems once again and threatening Aziko as he's trying to get units over there to help Parappa on the ground. Got a little bit of a good build up here. Just maybe needs to get like onto this spot, maybe onto this hill. Unfortunately for him, Hero does have heavy mech destroyer now. Cannon coming out. And Parappa and Kisem are going to have to find a way to deal with this army and wipe it down. Remove him from this spot and take back the center of the map. Kisem is coming out here. Parappa's fighters were off to, I assume, kill off that air. Air that Hero doesn't really need anymore. Not much you can do with it as Empire and T4. And you see the fighters do quite well against the Dark Troopers. They're just not like as tanky as attackers would be later on when there's a lot more anti-air. quite easily zoned by turrets. A few MDs from Ashman here. And quite hard for them to take this army on with there being a shield generator in between, and Hero can pretty much just pick what side he wants to fight. But Ashman not really doing very well, getting raided by the air here. There's a lot of dead droids. It's kind of the speed that they've all died at makes you do that little double check to make sure he does have basic training as well. Sam has managed to get forward up. Hero pushing in now. Needs to get these cannons going. Needs that cannon DPS on the buildings. That would really put Parappa on a timer to get rid of this. Ashman should just delete this house as well. It's in the way. And Hero's eco. I can't believe that. He's been T4 for so long and never actually upgraded his turrets. And now, kind of just losing workers needlessly, which is really going to take the bite out of his push. As soon as he starts suffering losses here, he's going to struggle to rebuild it as much as he would want. Plus, he's going to struggle to get the upgrades that he's going to want as well for his mech. Still 175 health on these MDs, and they can go up to 281. A lot of heavy strike mechs built up here for Esty, but they are landlocked at the moment. You could just like run out of the middle though and get involved in this fighting. Fluffy Rabbit, for whatever reason, is really aggroed Esty here in this game, as he's now focusing down a medium wall with heavy strike mechs. Don't let your dreams be dreams, you know. You'll get there one day. Persistence, trial and error. Sooner or later he'll be through that wall. And yeah, you can see how much of a struggle this is for Parappa. There's Nova, you know, under contestment here as well. It's got two in the back there, but one in the front. A lot of workers dead around it. And yeah, I think I'd like to see him start building attackers at kind of this point, because the fighters are... I think a handful of them are nice. I feel like Rebels, we maybe want a little bit of a diverse air force. So like attackers are not going to care about this turret as much as these fighters do. And maybe need to start seeing some grenadiers get slid in here. This is really nice for Parappa though, right? Because it's not like huge amounts of mech or heavy strike mech or anything like that built up, so if the count stays low, it means that grenadiers, when he starts sliding them in, will be quite good for him. I think, you see, you've got double turret here, so he's going to really play towards try to cancel out that that air. I think I kind of like to see Empire go for some interceptors as well. Did you get that like cheapness to them? I think they really help to just shore up the anti-air. Especially if someone went into attackers. Looks like he did get in. I don't know if he actually went this way though, judging by how he's over here. Nah, he must have. Is he going to raid the rabbit though? Looks like he was trying to get the kiss at him. Yeah, it looks like he did try to get to him. Well, he's gone through one wall. He knows it's possible now. He could go through another one. Like watching paint dry. And there's a lot of assault mechs built up here. And yeah, this is kind of when we want to have some grenadiers, right? I'm trying to get some speeders, but I worry about speeders in this instance because there will be anti-air mobiles and quickly are they going to die? Of the area of effect either. Make a time for some Rebel Masters as well, for sure. I feel like when you can use them, you should use them. Kissam though. Oh, Hero trying to kill Parappa there. Kissam has definitely done him justice. Heavy Might Destroyers here, pretty good army together. This should actually be quite an easy fight for Kissam. But what he should do is use his cannons to hit the assault mechs. They do really good damage to them. And it would help him have just won this trade a little bit better and keep a lot of those mechs alive. He's cleaned up that fortress though. This is going to really like take the wind out of the sails for Hero to lose all those assault mechs so quickly. He's starting to lose his forward now too. Ashman's having a bit of a nap. He's got some upgraded heavy Might Destroyers in the way, but it's just not a lot. And Parappa pretty much rescued at this point, going to get his Nova back. Looks like he did finally get through that wall. I wish I had a rewind feature, because I feel like he got through the wall before the transports even came over, but I assume I want to believe that's how it went down. And this is bad for them, like they just gain all this momentum here, clearing up Hero, but now, you know, heavy strike mechs in Yuriko. He does have good heavy Might Destroyers, upgrades and stuff, but that's good that Fluffy Rabbit's followed him here with the AMDs to help out. SD could be a little bit more annoying with these and go to the back. I think that's kind of how you should do it, but the speeders are going to be really good here to help clean this up. And I think when the speeders being revealed like that, SD probably should just pull these away and focus on the rabbit. You know, the rabbit's base is starting to look like Bloomin' Hoff from the movies with those turrets. And the medium turrets out here. Kissam still marching on this position. Oh, Parappa saves him here from the strike mech. Ashman getting some artillery out here. Really need Ashman to get like a proper army together. Eco doesn't look terrible. Some good farms around in that, but he's probably still missing like 20 to 30 workers or something. That's a deceptive 1-3-1 to be honest. Are they all idle? Is that like a bunch in a command center? No. That's about 20. Gonna want 150. And that looks like some really bad micro here from Kissam. Just sort of walked all of his units into death there. Not good. That's going to invite Hero and Ashman to push back on this position now. Aesty still running these strike mechs in, looking to harass the eco. Parappa chasing them down with these speeders. Aesty saying he wrecked them. Just sounds like the word rectum. Yeah, I suppose it definitely harmed him here. I think what's doing more harm to him though is that he's still got his workers in the command centers. Rappa pretty ready for this. A couple of workers dying, but you know, that's a lot of strike mechs going down there. I think SD needs to switch to something else. This TF could get some good mech destroyers on the go. Destroyer droids, something like that. Get the trade up and go assault mechs. And big push now from Hero. Still missing one of the health upgrades. Could use what, like another 56 health from those. And yeah, air not quite gonna cut it here. Got some Mexican mech destroyers here. I'm gonna feel the worst right now because these are still 225, but definitely worse off. Nice for shooting those assault mechs at range though. But I don't really think there's any excuse to do this anymore when like you've got such good grenadiers. Like grenadiers are the bee's knees. Absolutely strong. It would be really nice in a situation like this where someone's torn between two fronts and you can just sit and pick at them from range with a shield generator. A lot of A-mobiles here from Ashman. He has T4 though, needs to get these upgraded. Just no plans of it. You know, Ashman looking kind of rich right now, looking at his res. 5k Nova? Needs to get that stuff spent, man. Hero over here just stealing Estes over. We're doing an RVA build. The Finalers really struggling here. Nothing in the front line for them. Yeah, kind of just the meat grinder being set up here. Heroes units just chipping away, taking both fronts at the same time. Some assault mechs now pushing on the rabbit. I'm not sure what the rabbit's plans are. It's just got quite a lot of units just spread around the base. You see what I mean? Like, sometimes it's the units he needs as well for the threat that's at his door. The Grenadiers. They're kind of just rotting away down here. Trade getting set up here. I don't know, Kasem and Parappa don't really look like they've got enough to deal with Hero. Like, he is definitely the stronger of all the players here, but I don't think they really made a reasonable attempt to keep him down. Other than like that T4 air raid. T3 pretty much just had control of the game at all time. And Empire's like scary Civ when it gets going. There's the 281 health now on the max. They're very flexible if they get properly set up too, because they can go into like masters and stuff. Pretty much not. They've got like most tech paths really. Quite ridiculous like that. But what that means is when they get set up properly, they've got their mechs out and stuff, it means they can sort of tech switch all these different little support options in to kind of keep complementing the mechs and keep them alive and doing well. Classic Ashman, try and run some strike mechs in here. Rabbit Estate still kind of going on here, but Estate's economy definitely way ahead of Rabbit. There's Rabbit, the 1 hour 8 T4. I think that's a little bit late by his standards. I think he's usually about an hour 5 minutes kind of guy. So many mechs out here now though. That's why I want Grens and like an AC, some Masters or something. Guess I'm really struggling. So the economy even like 111, kind of 40 off. Got quite a bit of res built up, but I don't really see like a much infrastructure after this. Is that it kind of looks like it's just not really playing, to be honest. Going for spaceports now, but need us to get like a bunch of mech factories here and just get the units out and build a few more workers. And I think during this, yeah, Heroes pushing in, Esty now reinforcing this position with a lot of assault mechs too, which a lot of good support units here, and then the strike mechs too. This kind of like a death ball that they're forming. The speeder's getting a good trade here just because these A-mobiles are not quite all in combat because of the crossing. I don't think we've got homing here either, do we? We probably should like micro and move his units back and forth as well to limit the DPS of these. They are going to go down though, and there's still a lot more units to go in here. A lot of cannons waiting to get across. Can that reach? Oh damn. That must be like just. That's a bad feeling, huh? Your fort getting hit from like there. Like that'd be so much worse if they were still fighting here as well. Cause I'm trying to come out here, but there's the GGs. I think they're gonna pack this in. An interesting game. Certainly an interesting one. I'm very confused by the Fluffy Rabbit gameplay. It's hard to take it serious, you know, especially with that. Yeah, like he's got the masters out and everything. It's like he knows. He's pretending to be an AI. But yeah, GG, well played to everyone involved there, so hope you've enjoyed that. If you do like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. If you go to the description field of the video, you'll find our GBG Discord server down below. If you want to get involved with that, you'll find a link to voobly.com where we play this game online. And you'll find an invite link for the Expanding Fronts Discord, which is the mod that we're playing here, which is kind of like the expanded edition of the game, I suppose. The, what do you call it? AoE remastered. I can't remember. You know, like it adds civs and stuff to the game. It's good. It's a good time. And if you want to support the channel another way, it's a PayPal link down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.